right, welcome to another show of Politics and Politricks You Decide with Tula Cabona, Brother Justin Barnett. Justin Barnett is not here this morning, but he will be here today. At 5 o'clock, we'll be doing the radio show. But I want to say I am blessed to be here today. And you know what I always say, if you hear the sound of my voice, that means God has blessed you to see another day. So let's say amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we got some. Y'all see how I pause like that? When I pause, y'all know when Tula Gabon paused. We got some stars that's here today, and they're going to really be breaking down finances concerning what you can do for home ownership and just finances in general. They're magnificent, magnificent information they're going to be imparting with us. And you know, in the black community, let's be honest with ourselves. We have been deprived, depunked, ran over, denied opportunities to own a home. We need to own a home instead of renting an apartment. We got more apartments in the city of Detroit than any suburban area in Michigan. Now, I would stand on that. So I'm glad to have them on here, and they're going to be able to explain it to you. So we're going to start with the sister. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. And I want to thank you guys for bringing us on, because this is like this urgency. It's too many of our black homeowners, our people, losing homes. I work with the Wayne County Macomb foreclosure list, and it's too many people on that list. My name is Geraldine Chambliss. I'm the founder of the Foreclosure Help Center Group. I'm a dedicated realtor. I have a passion for helping individuals and families delegate the foreclosure process in financial hardships. Today I'm here with Frank W.
Jackson.
Come on, Frank, let me give it to you. Let me breathe a little bit.
Frank Wesley Jackson IV. I am a credit repair expert as well as a mortgage originator. And again, we're here to not only give information, but also to talk about some of the things that we all can do to not only increase the level of home ownership in our community. Matter of fact, one of my goals is 75 for all, is that all minorities, Hispanics, blacks, Arabs, Asians, and then blacks to have 75% home ownership in our community. And not only is that achievable and possible, we have the information, the tools, and wherewithal to do so. And also, if you're a homeowner and you're having problems making your payment, or you're struggling, your house is in foreclosure, you're headed towards foreclosure, we're here to help you out with that as well. We have the tools, the resources, and the knowledge to help you out in any situation. You could be in the foreclosure process, even headed towards the redemption process, meaning they've already the bank has sold your home, and we still can help you. Having the information in order to be helped, you need to know where to go, and we're going to provide you with that information, answer any questions, and make sure that we get you the help that you need to protect your home ownership or to get you in a home.
All right.
And I also would like to say, don't wait till the last minute. A lot of people that I get to is the last minute, but I dig deep. Let me just say this. I started this September the 2nd off of compassion. I've been up since the 2nd, putting this together all by myself. We're looking for people collectively like ourselves, professionals like ourselves, to come together as a coalition to bring resources, support, guidance to our people. I think education is the key. Education is power. Don't, because you ask for help, that don't make you weak. You strong when you come for help. The impact that I've seen of foreclosures on individuals and families is not a pretty sight. That's why I'm dedicated to committing resources, support, and guidance. That's why we're here today.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. So can you, because, we all grew up and we want to be in some type of profession. We grew up. What led both of you to do the jobs that you do? And at what point you realize, okay, this is what I need to do, not what I want to do, I need to do?
So for me, my undergrad degree is in aviation. I'm a licensed pilot. And getting laid off from the airlines in the mid 90s, early 2000s was very hectic when you had a family. And my wife had told me one day, she says, you really have a business mind, you should go into business. I resisted I resisted with everything inside of me and got to the point where I had to make a decision. Either I was going to work this job that she had found for me and feed my family, or not feed my family. So I just chose to feed my family. And then it became a passion because I got into finance and I realized how much information our community did not have. Started off with tax-free retirement, started off with insurance, started off with just basic financing, auto financing. And then from there, I started, working on all the different companies and different types of financing, to where I was licensed as a licensed insurance agent, a Series 6, 63, 65, which is like a baby Series 7, now mortgage originating, and just working in every different areas. That's my story. And then realizing that our people didn't have the information. And then when I realized I didn't have the information, I became even more passionate about it, making sure we got the information. Loved it so much, I never went back to flying.
Okay, your time.
That's phenomenal. Why I'm so passionate, I'm trying to stay together. I'm passionate.
There you go. There you go. That's why you on this
So
show.
my mother has passed. She's been passed for 2 years now. But my mother went through foreclosure. And at the time, I wasn't a realtor. And to see the heart break on my mother's face, it broke me. So I'm here today as a realtor to help you. I'm letting you guys know we real. We not fake, we real. We the real deal here. My mother work is living through me helping individuals and family save their lives. To look on a family face, I did a closing with a gentleman. He lost his young wife to COVID. And we got to his house. I asked him, what did he want to do? I knew the man who sold his house, who bought his house. He said he wanted to keep his house because he wanted his children to come home to, from the holidays. I'm looking at the kids looking at me like, are you going to help my dad? Yeah, we're going to help your father. We did help him, Tula. We actually set him up on a land contract. We gave him 2 years with a balloon period. So I'm going to have Mr. Jackson check on him next year to see if the mortgage rates is ready. We'll refinance him. He'll pay my investor off. And the name of the game is to get his house back into his name. That means getting him back on the right track. So I'm telling everybody, if you in foreclosure, even if you have a vacant property, that's cash money. That's value. You put your hard work into that. We can help you. If you got a vacant property or if you're in foreclosure, we can help you. You just have to make the call. You have to give us a call, and they can do that. Is it okay to give the number to
Sure, absolutely. Give any information out you want.
Call us, 248-247-4701. We're actually launching this Sunday on the 22nd on Facebook Live. You guys should go and sign up. We're going to have some valuable resources, some valuable information. This is something that you won't forget.
So if they go to Facebook, when they go on to Facebook, what do they type in the search bar to be able to watch that on the 22nd?
Okay, now they can search for me. They go in and search for Chambliss Marie Geraldine. Now I can spell it. The last name is Chambliss. It's CHAMBLISS. Marie, MARIE. Because I want you guys to get this. The first name, Geraldine, JERILYNN. So that's Chambliss Marie Geraldine.
And they will be able to see you Facebook Live?
Yes.
With that? Okay. And so let me ask the question. I want to get the audience more of an understanding.
Okay.
So with your mom, let's be honest. Mama motivated me to get on the radio. My mom was sex assaulted in a nursing home.
Oh, wow.
And we couldn't get nobody to promote her story. She ended up catching COVID-19 from the people in the nursing home. She was on there for rehab. And she caught COVID-19 from a staff member and ended up dying April 8, 2020. So we was trying to get our story out there. So what mamas can do, mamas can motivate us.
Yes.
Let's be honest. If you turn tragedy into triumph. And the reason I'm asking you that, was it because your mom was suffering housing deprivation that motivated you to move forth?
I just, from the look on my mother's face, and she couldn't get help, I was heartbroken. Because I felt like I should have been able to do something for her. So now I feel like no one should have to go through foreclosure alone. That's why we here, the Foreclosure Help Center Group. We here to help you. We coming with the resources. We're gonna tell you, we're gonna guide you. From the minute that you miss payments, give us a call. We'll tell you, talk to your lender. Let's see if you can get a loan modification. Don't wait till you miss 3 months and then you get to your house about to sell, because then once your house sold through the sheriff's sale, you have 6 months to redeem your property. And you know what's the sad part, Tula? They wait till the last minute. So I'm telling them now, take action. Take action now. If you're in foreclosure, you need to call us now, 248-247-4701. We the dream team here. We the dream team, and we make things happen. We make it happen.
Y'all heard what she said. So I want to ask the good brother, credit scores. Now, I mean, some black people feel that even with a high credit score, which is true, and I can speak from experience, we still get denied the opportunity.
That is very true. One of the things that people don't realize that is that discrimination does not care about your credit score. It doesn't care about how well you manage your money. However, having a good credit score gives you the opportunity to be able to fight for the better rates, the better opportunities. And so one of the things we do as a people, we wait until we're ready to purchase to want to get our credit together, instead of getting our credit together before we purchase, so we can go into the purchase with the best rate, with the best program. And so one of the things we do, again, we're a collection of different entities, right, coming together as one to really help out with foreclosure prevention. But my business is called Jackson Credit Service. And Jackson Credit Service, if you Google Jackson Credit Service, my webpage and will come up, and so out on social media, Instagram, as well as everything else. But at Jackson Credit Service, we try to help you before you even purchase the home to not only get your credit together, but also put you on a budget. Because one of the things that people don't realize, if you want to go with one of the government insured loans, FHA, VA, USDA, any of those loans, you have to have seasoned funds.
What's seasoned funds?
Seasoned funds means you have to be able to show where the money came from, and you have to have had it for 6 months. I have a client right now who went to purchase a home. She had the down payment. She's using the down payment assistance from the city of Detroit, and she had some additional money because that home went for more than what it appraised for. The problem is that she didn't have seasoned funds. She had this money in different places, but not in an account where they were able to see where the money came from, and that it was there for 6 months. That was the first problem. The second problem is that she bought her house that was rehab. Well, when you're dealing with government-sponsored loans, there's certain rules you have to follow, and it has to be so many months before a rehab can sell under FHA, under FHA guidelines, and certain things you have to do in order to overcome that. And so what the problem is that none of that stuff was disclosed. And so as we were doing title work and figuring those things out, that's when we had to go into action. So again, if we prepare ourselves before we get there, get the information before we get there, get our credit before we get there, then we not only can get the best rate available, but also we have the budget to show that we know how to manage the money. We know what our payment's going to be, and we have a plan to the backup plan if things go wrong. And that makes it hard for you not to get the best program. It also gives us a leg to fight on if you don't get the best program. So I'm hearing from you that you had good credit and they still gave you subprime rates. Well, if you were dealing with our group here, we could have looked at your situation and said, wait a minute, we got the credit score, we got the budget, we got seasoned funds, all these things are in line. Now you explain to us before we go report this, why didn't you give us your best rate? And then all of a sudden, guess what happens? Manna from heaven starts raining down because they know that we about to stick it to them.
No, come on, because we own something. But y'all got me fired. But I come on now. But I want to ask you again, because this is interesting. So basically, and I like how you saying it, because our people need to know. In order for you to, if you're thinking about every black person think about owning a house. Period.
And they should.
You know what I'm saying? So with that in mind, we should start rebuilding our credit now. The better the credit score, the better deals you get. Is that what
The
you're
better
saying?
low
Right.
payments.
So, for instance, the Fed just lowered the interest rate 0.5 point yesterday. Correct.
Yes, sir.
And so right now rates between 6.5, 6.8, right? So that's the rate at which the banks purchase money. And so when the banks go to give you a rate, that rate is based upon that prime rate, that rate plus what they put on for themselves. And so here's the thing: you want to get as close to that rate that they're able to buy money as possible. So that what that means is you're not paying any extra interest. So if you have bad credit, right, they're going to give you the highest rate they can before they have to report it as a subprime loan, or what they call a HOPA loan, a high interest loan.
Well, what is a subprime loan? Explain that.
Subprime loan is when you have subpar credit, and because they say that you're higher risk, and so because you're a higher risk, they add more interest to it because they're taking a risk at loaning you the money because you don't have a history of paying your bills on time.
And please understand, I'm not asking the questions that sound ridiculous or kind of mundane or said that.
Oh,
way.
no.
So, okay, what is how? And I'm doing this because I need everyday people that work at McDonald's, from McDonald's to the law office, to understand what is high risk. Tell me that.
High risk is when you have, so right now, let's say the credit score, about 30% of your credit score is how you pay your bills on time. So if you don't pay your bills on time, you're going to lose 30% of the perfect credit score. So you're automatically going to go from an 800 to like a 600 simply because you don't pay your bills on time. And then if you max out your credit card, so let's say you have available credit of $10,000 and you use $8,000 of that 10, well, that's considered over usage of your credit, which is another 30%. So you're going to drop your credit score is going to drop another 30%. So you can go from a perfect credit score is 850. You can go from an 850 down to a 500 or 400 or a high 400 credit score simply by being maxed out your credit cards and not paying your bills on time, which makes you a subprime candidate for loans.
So let me ask you this: if a person is late on a payment, say a credit card, would it be best to call the particular company that you're late with and ask them to work out a payment plan prior to them reporting that you're late?
So, yes, you can do that, but that's not what I would do. What I would do is I would contact that creditor and say, hey, look, this was a one-time deal. Can you not, ask them, can you not report this?
Okay.
Or can you delete that reporting? A lot of times they'll tell you no, but if you challenge it, we won't respond. And so therefore it falls off. Most of the time they will tell you they won't delete it. But if you challenge it, they'll say, okay, we just won't respond to it, and then it'll fall off.
Oh, wow.
And so that's sort of what you want to do. A lot of times, and this goes into really what affects our community as African Americans, especially here in Detroit, a lot of times our creditors are not accurate in their reporting. Like what is on your Experian is not on your TransUnion, which is not on your Equifax. And if it doesn't line up, guess what? It has to be corrected or deleted. And what happens is that when you pit the three against each other, nobody knows what's correct because they haven't reported accurately. And so a lot of times our folks just have inaccurate credit reports, which is the reason why they don't have their high credit score. I find that people have always made all their payments on time, but still have like a less than 650 credit score because it's not reporting accurately. They'll make a payment and pay down their balance. Like I have a friend right now who has a $5,000 credit card. He used $3,600 last month when he went on vacation. He called me up. He texted me this morning and said, hey, Frank, should I pay off this credit card or pay it down to 10% just to show I know how to manage my money? Right? I said, not only do you want to pay it down to 10% to show you can manage your money, but in addition to that, you want to make sure that all three credit companies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, report accurately the date you made your payment and the amount that you made, and that the balance is correct. Because if that is not correct on all three, guess what it does to your credit score? It makes it drop it like it's hot.
Okay, is it intentional? Let me use this word. Is it intentionally done that African Americans are targeted that way to make our credit reporting inaccurate, so that our scores can drop?
So the reporting part is not intentional because the system is just bogged down, and you have three companies that pretty much hold the balance of our financial credit in their hands. That part is not intentional. The system is not perfect, and also the person who that company has reporting your information is going off the information they have in front of them and not verifying if it's correct or not. Okay. They're just going off this. Now, what becomes intentional though is when you have a credit analyst that's looking at your credit, looking at where you live at, and saying, "Ooh, this person lives on the west side of Detroit. I bet you they're black," and then all of a sudden they come up with reasons not to give you the best credit rating, even though you have a 750 credit score. They come up with a reason not to give you the best credit option because, and they come up with different reasons. They're usually crazy reasons, but they do that based upon that, your address or your name or whatever. If they hear your name, they'll say, "Oh yeah, we, even though he has an 800 credit score, we're gonna give him this B credit rating because we want to be careful to make sure that he pays his bills on time." So, even though you qualify for an A credit rating, they'll do that. That's where the racism and the discrimination comes in.
So this is a question for both of you. I'm going to give just a brief history, if I'm correct. Redlining. Redlining was started the FHA was started in 1934. 1939, they created a policy that they borrowed from another housing organization that was put together prior to the FHA, probably, right?
They did this in Ohio.
Absolutely. So they created redlining, which our government practiced that. Prior to that, they had laws that stated that if you wanted to move, or the city ordinance was created by white communities. If you wanted to move in that community, you had to be voted in one area, white, red, one, or one, you had to be voted in. But let's go back to redlining. Now, and this to you first, then to him. Redlining is still in effect today, I believe.
Yes. Well,
can you please talk about that? And can you explain what redlining? I can explain it, but can you explain what redlining is?
Okay, redlining is where you say if you want to buy a house in a predominantly Caucasian area, but they don't want you because I'm black. They don't want me in that area. That's against the law. That's against fair market. You can't discriminate. And that's what's going on. They discriminate again, and they still doing this today.
Absolutely.
Because I live in a suburban area, it's not good. They looking at me because I'm black, because I'm getting the slack. But it's against the laws, and that's why we here to educate them. It's things that we can do. We can bring in attorneys. It's against the law. We can't bring a lawsuit. Because we can't do it.
So, and a lot of people don't know. That Lyndon Baines Johnson came out with, I think, the Fair Housing Act, which stop redlining. But redlining was something that we have to. And a lot of people don't know this. That's why you see, if you go to the suburbs, you see they got all the black people one area, because they are putting, and redlining meaning, for those who don't understand, meaning there's a line through a red line that say, okay, these people stay over here, right? And if they get along, they can get to, the FHA said, if they'll cross the red line at a certain address, we're going to find reasons to deny them a loan to move to the suburbs. And that's what the primary thinking was of redlining when the FHA began to promote it, right? And even when we go to the city of Detroit sometime, you got the Latinos stay over here, the Polish stay here.
Right,
they gonna push you. Well, listen, we think the household on Bewick and Mac would be good for you. Looking at the realtor like, I want to stay over. Well, and like the brother was saying, they create reasons to say, well, we don't want to do that.
Exactly.
We your credit score, your credit thing is this. So, and that's why I really wanted our people to understand that our government was directly involved with the discrimination of housing to African Americans, particularly through redlining. And I want to ask both of you, do you think redlining is systematically still embedded within the credit system somehow and within the loaning for helping with foreclosure system?
So I think it is, because why so many people are black people losing homes?
Or how about, here's a better question. Why is it in a city that was built to hold 2 million people, do we have a 3,500 per month housing shortage? We don't have the housing stock.
Well,
In a city that was built to hold 2 million people.
so let's talk about that.
So I mean,
investors.
There it is. How about this? If you were to do it, it is nearly impossible. Not saying it's not possible. It's hard to get for a developer to do a tax credit development through moderate low income housing in the city of Detroit. The investors just won't invest. So you look at your tax.
Wait, explain that. Hold on, bro. So you got me now. You sound like you sound like you done went to Howard 5 times. Break that down to me.
So a tax credit development. So let's say we take a census tract of houses of like 400 houses in one area, right? A developer would come in and say, okay, I'll build these houses, and he'll apply for what they call tax credit bonds, right? You have 4% and 9%, right? 4% is issued by the state. There's limited amount of rounds that goes by. You don't normally get your whole project financed by the state, but the state will syndicate your tax credits, and you have 9%, which is open to investors to come in and do it. Those are year-round rounds, meaning the state only does it once a year, but the 9% you can go throughout the whole year, right? So you have those two type of tax credit developments. Syndication means they buy the bonds so you can build the project, right? You build the project sells, they get their money, you get your money, this, that, and the other. So you have developers that are willing to develop in the city of Detroit. They're willing to come in, take these houses, redo them. The problem is you can't get the tax bonds syndicated. And it's not just because of the bond rating. It's because once you build the houses, you have to be able to sell them.
Yes.
And if you can't get people financed to buy the houses, why would the syndicators of the tax bonds buy the bonds if I'm not going to be able to get anybody to be able to purchase the home?
Well, why can't they get? Okay, so why can't?
That's where your question comes in. He's saying, are they still discriminating? Well, if you got a 750 credit score, why am I only able to get you a subprime loan? Why do I have to fight for you to get a prime loan? And when you have a 750 credit score, it should be easy. It should be open. It should be no brainer. 750 credit score, has seasoned funds, has a job, money's coming in every month. We can look back 2 years or 12 years and, never been unemployed. Why is that a challenge? Why did that person have a problem doing it? Well, your address showed you were black. Your name said you were black. And therefore, because of those two things right there, I'm going to come up with reasons to give you a subprime loan as well. Now, forget new construction. I didn't want to go there. That's a whole nother beast. Exactly. Because you got to get a construction loan, and you got to get a mortgage loan, and then the construction loan has to have an appraisal, then the mortgage loan has to have an appraisal, and all that has to add up to say that we're not going to lose money for building this house for you. So why would I do that? I said, why would a syndicator invest in an area that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get my money back out of?
So let me ask you this. Let's go to the real hardcore focus on this. Do you feel that is intentionally done so investors will have an easier pathway to buy the homes and do what they want to do with them, buy them and sell them at astronomical prices? Because they don't have a problem with people coming in buying homes.
How about it motivates them not to buy the homes? Exactly. It motivates them not to build the homes. That's why you see, like for instance, I'm a lifelong Detroiter, right? Even though I went away from school, Detroit's always been where I've come back to. I remember growing up in Detroit, Rochester Hills was literally hilly and no homes. I remember the last going up I-75, the last bit of a city you would see was Big Beaver and Troy, and after that it was nothing but country. Now there's nothing but housing development out there. Yeah. How did that happen? Most of those houses were built between the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, right? Mm-hmm. Sterling Heights was nothing but land out there. Now it's nothing but houses out there, all the way up to 23 Mile Road. How did that happen? Because the tax bonds were syndicated, and the investors bought it, and people were able to go and buy it. Who bought those homes? People that do not look like you and me.
Exactly.
Why weren't homes built in Detroit? Why were all these vacant lots? How come nobody's been able to come in and redo these homes? Now, and again, I'm saying this because I know I know there's challenges whether we agree with city government or not agree with city government. They're doing everything they can to try to make it happen. They're actively looking for developers of color and developers and other non-developers of color to come in and rebuild the housing stock. But the problem is, can you get the tax bond syndicated so the investors will build? That is the hard question. The only way to combat that is to get everybody's credit together, to get everybody on the budget and get everybody's finances together collectively, and we'll make it nearly impossible for them to deny us not only a loan, but a good loan with good rates and good benefits. Now, one of the things I want to say very quickly, what my sister here has been alluding to, is that there are tools available if you get in trouble.
Yes.
But we don't know about those tools. If you have an FHA loan, do you know that the bank has to meet with you face to face?
That's right.
They have to meet with you like you and I are talking right now, face to face, to work out a payment plan to bring your home back to bring you back into good standing.
Right.
Wow.
Not only they meet with you face to face, do you know you have the right to a modification?
Yeah, do you know that? Because you do.
You have a right to a modification, not an option, a right.
That's right.
To a modification if you're in the FHA or any type of government insured loan. And most conventional loans, because they want to compete with FHA, offer you the same benefits in your contract. But when most people buy those homes, they're so happy to buy the home, they never read the paperwork to know what their options are.
I do it all the time, but it's wrong. And then when something happens, guess what we do? We start looking through the paperwork. Oh, we should be doing that we should be doing that in the beginning. We should be looking at our paperwork. But when something happened, then we go back to the paperwork, then we read it.
So let me ask you this. Can we, because that's interesting. And what happens is, so I do paralegal work. So let me put that out there. So when I'm dealing with people, they'll say, well, the lawyer sent me a brief. Well, what do the brief say? I don't know. You know, I said, well, you got to read the brief to know what's going on. And it goes the same thing with the paperwork. Who would go to court without reading the brief? So it's the same thing for a house. And unfortunately, and I need to put this out there, somehow people can't read.
This is something that my friend who's a developer, he says this to me all the time. And I think I'm quoting a comedian. I can't remember which comedian. I think it was, I can't think of what comedian it was. He said, our people love not to know. I'm just keeping it real. No, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your house, your livelihood, you need to know. You need to take the time to read that mortgage paperwork or any type of thing that you're signing your name to that you're going to be obligated to make a payment. Take the time to read it. Understand what your responsibilities are, what their responsibilities are. I'll put my own personal business out there. 2005. Again, you know, getting laid off from the airlines and everything, and then trying to find my way into finance and everything, my house went into foreclosure. Because my father's an attorney, my father made me read all those mortgage paperwork. They send you those 300 pages. I had to read it. And I realized that Fifth Third Bank did not have a face-to-face meeting with me. And they were going through the foreclosure process. I went to court and I said, hey, I just want to have the face-to-face meeting with them. The judge looked at them and looked at their attorney and said, you guys didn't meet with Mr. Jackson? The attorney got to stuttering, going through his paperwork. Well, I don't have record of him requesting the meeting. On contrary, mon frere, I sent you 3 emails, left you 5 voicemails.
That's right.
Here's a certified letter saying I requested it, and you guys ignored it.
That's right.
The judge said, case dismissed.
That's right. That's right.
I was able to meet with them face to face. I got my modification, saved my home.
That's right.
That's right.
However, you have to have that knowledge. So the knowledge we want to bring is on 2 fronts. One, if you're in a housing situation and you're in trouble, call us. We'll help you out. The second thing that we want to do is if you want to purchase a home or you want to know how to get your credit together so you'll be in a position to purchase a home, call us. We'll help you out. We're a one-stop shop for all your personal finances when it comes to housing. Yes. The problem is that people will hear this message and they won't call us.
Well,
they'll hear this message, they won't seek out the information.
But let me say this too. We'll do something even better. We will do like a, because we launch on the 22nd, we will actually go through the paperwork so our people can understand.
We will explain it for you.
Exactly.
We
So
will
they'll know.
We'll go through it with you page by page, paragraph by paragraph, and make sure you understand what it is you're signing and what it is you're signing up for.
Exactly. I just did a closing. My client did. He just did this,
Absolutely.
and then he had to go.
So let's address that. I love this form. Right now my mama is heaven smiling.
My mother is too.
So-
Let's
so-
give applause. Come on for the mama. That's right, y'all.
That's right for our mama.
That's right.
And I'm gonna give applause to my sister as well. I hope she watches Simple Lady T. She does a show. She really has been a motivating force, and I really got to give her that shout out.
Congratulations.
So,
Yep. Keep
yeah,
keep
you know what I'm
moving.
saying?
Keep doing a
But-
good job.
But one thing we have to realize, and some of our people are embarrassed by this, they can't read. Okay, they cannot read. We can't read. But hold on, y'all. We got a call. We go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, this is Simply Lady T.
Oh, that's my sister.
Hi,
Hello.
Lady T.
Hi.
Go
How
ahead.
are you guys?
Good.
Good.
A client just walked in, so my hands is on a client. I'll do my best to ask a few questions. First, I want to say hi to the panel.
Hello.
Hello.
What's
I've
that?
been on hold for quite a while, but can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, I want to say to the lady,
Geraldine.
Be
Yes.
encouraged.
Can you turn the other thing down? Hey, Lady T, can you
I
turn
sure
that? Can you turn the other thing down in the background?
I sure can. Good
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
girl. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah, go ahead. Better.
Okay, I want to say to your panelists to stay motivated, stay encouraged. Your mom is absolutely with you,
Yes, she is.
and she is absolutely proud of you.
I know she's looking down, smiling.
There's a I guess a reverb or something happening. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, I've been on hold for a while now. I had a few questions of my own to ask. My hands is on a client right now. If you guys just give me 3 minutes, I'll try to ask as many as I can. But first, I want to inquire about the seasoned fund. Because some people don't believe in the banking system too much anymore. Are you saying a person who is old school saving won't qualify for a loan because they don't have seasoned funds?
Clarify what you
That
mean by
is-
old school funding, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mattress money.
Old school
You talking about
savings?
mattress money, TV set money.
Okay, I got
Yes,
you.
not
Go
this
ahead.
money.
Go ahead, good brother.
That is
Wall
that is
money.
exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, so there's several reasons why that is. Money launderers, as well as drug money. These are the reasons why you have to have seasoned funds, because they have to be able to show where the money is coming from. And so the answer is yes, that's exactly what they're saying. The financial institutions would not loan you money if you do not have money in the bank that you can show where it came from. 6 months is the normal, is the minimum amount of time that it has to be in the bank to show that that the money has not been money laundered. And it's not just 6 months in the bank. Notice I said as well, you have to be able to show where the money came from. So you can't deposit $100,000 in the bank 6 months ago, wait 6 months and then purchase. They're gonna say, hey, well, where'd that $100,000 come from?
Right.
And you got to be able to show where it came from. So regular deposits, if you will, those that having some type of transaction that they can be traced where the money came from normally is what is required in order to do so. But the answer to your question is yes. If you do old school saving, if you do what grandma and granddaddy did, have money in the mattress or the back of the TV set, when TV sets had the tubes and had all this space in there, you would not be able to purchase a home with that money.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead, Simple Lady T.
Okay, I had a few more questions.
Go ahead.
I apologize. I'm with a client right now.
She's
Okay, and then do marginalized communities get left out of the home buying process? Because a lot of us don't do, a lot of us don't go to the bank. A lot of us do what you said, the mattress savings or wall savings or holes in the floor type of savings, or just saving up in general. But the non-traditional way of saving up for our dream home. What can one do if that is the case?
You have to in this case right here, because we're dealing with federal law, you have to play by the rules. So our distrust of the banking system, we have to get over that if we want to get into the housing game. Even if you try to pay cash for a house, no reputable realtor or seller will be able to do so without putting themselves at risk, because again, you have to use seasoned funds to purchase these type of products, a home or even with a car, something like that. You have to have seasoned funds. So we have to get over it. Now, here's the good news. You have options. There are black owned banks out there that you can utilize. There's several of them that are even online that have savings deposits and checking accounts that you can utilize. You don't have to use the Fifth Thirds, the Chase, the the Bank of America, or what have you. You have local banks like First Independence Bank here in Detroit. You can use. Right. That's a local bank. You can also use your credit union. If you have a job that has a credit union, you can use your local credit union. Some churches right here in Detroit have credit unions inside their church. St. Paul AME Zion Church on Dexter Avenue has, I think it's called the AMEZ credit union, which you can make deposits in, and that's considered seasoned funds, and that's a black-owned church or black-owned credit union right here in the state of Michigan. So there are other places where you could put the money that will be recognized, that you can have more of an impact or have more of a say, if you will, that's more trustworthy than your big banks. But I'm telling you right now, you have to have seasoned funds in order to make that purchase, and they will lock you out if you don't follow that rule.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I had a few questions, and I'm kind of behind. I'm kind of behind because I didn't get on the call on the program right away. So forgive me if I sound like I'm going backwards here. Now, for someone who has a low credit score, or can someone with bad credit apply? What is the lowest score to qualify? And what does a down payment look like? And do you offer cash for keys programs or anything of that nature?
So right now, I work with several creditors. I can get you finance as low as $550. Now, would I recommend that? No, but I can get you finance as low as $550. If you buy a home inside the city of Detroit, there's an opportunity for $25,000 down payment assistance. In other parts of Michigan, we can get up to $10,000. It's not as guaranteed like the Detroit money is, but we can get you up to $25,000 down payment assistance inside the city, up to $10,000 outside the city. FHA loans have the lowest down payment requirement. It's 3.5%. However, there are some other costs. You got to pay for appraisal, inspection, and those run you about $500 respectively. So 3.5% plus $1,000 for those. I recommend to my clients, if all possible, to come with 20% down. And the reason that is that you don't want to have to pay mortgage protection insurance. MPI does not protect you. MPI protects the bank. Mortgage protection insurance is what they require you to have if you borrow more than 80% of the value of the home. And what they say is that we're going to insure your loan and make payments to the bank if you foreclose on your home. The problem with MPI is that you end up paying it for the remainder of the loan. So you're talking about adding anywhere between $75 to $350, depending on the value of your home, to your house payment every month, and that's just money you're giving to the bank,
right?
And not getting anything in return. And again,
Wow.
mortgage protection insurance does not protect you. It protects the bank, so they get paid if you foreclose on your home.
See how they do us? See how they do us blacks?
So I always
Yeah.
recommend that while you can come with 3.5%, I always recommend you try to put 20% down so you don't have to pay
MPI.
MPI.
Okay, now I wanted to inquire. You were speaking on churches that have banking systems inside of them. Do you have to be a member of that church to be a part of that banking system?
Every church, every credit union has their rules for membership. So I don't know. I know with the AME Zion Credit Union here in Detroit, at least back when I was a member of it, you did not have to be a member of the church to do so. You just had to have a minimum deposit of $25, and that was it. Matter of fact, you didn't have to have monthly $25. You could put that in there, open up the account, and never go back there. Your money was good. But that was that credit union. Every credit union has their rules for membership. And so once you find them, I will call them and find out, do some research.
Right.
And just because one does not require membership, that may not be the one for you. You want to find out what their rules are. Because like when you put money into a credit union, it's considered a share. So however many dollars you have in there, how many shares you have in that credit union. You want to find out, do they have a share minimum requirement? Like, do you have to deposit so much money every year? Or do you have to utilize the credit union so much every year? Because credit unions and banks make money when you use your debit card, they have a requirement that you have to spend $500 a year on your debit card in order to maintain your account. So you want to find out what their rules are. Again, when they give you that membership pamphlet, read it, know what their rules are, so you know exactly what your responsibilities are and what their responsibilities are.
All right.
Okay,
All right, Lady Chi, I got to wrap it up with you in a minute.
okay, good brother. Just give me just a little bit.
And let me
She said she on the road.
And this is my sister, Simple Lady T.
Right.
She has a show, and I don't know if she might want to talk to you guys about coming on it, but her show is magnificent as well.
It is.
Thank you so much, good brother.
Absolutely,
Likewise.
absolutely.
That's a blessing.
So let me give you one more question, and then you can call them and talk to them.
I wanted to inquire. I had some questions. Again, I've been on hold for quite a while.
Well, go
now.
ahead, but go ahead.
Let me inquire, are there black lending companies? If so, do you work with them? Do marginalized communities get left out of the home buying process often? And because the black communities, the black community is financially, a majority of the black community is financially illiterate. First of all, that was good information that you just gave out, because a lot of people do not know about shares and things of that nature. And then oftentimes when we're trying to fix our credit, we have a tendency to get somebody, I'm going to call him a bootleg. We get a bootlegger who is taking money monthly from us, and our credit is never fixed. What happens in that event? And then can you explain to the listening audience, to come through your program, what is the requirement to come through your program to fix their credit, and what does a payment look like monthly with you to fix our credit?
Okay, so
And how long
you
does
just
it
asked
take?
you just asked 4 big questions there. Let me start off from the top here, see if I
So
can
go ahead.
remember. So does our group deal with black lenders? Not right now.
Right.
Are there black lenders out there? I know of 2, but they don't loan money outside of their local state. The 2 black
Wow.
lenders I know of are in Atlanta, and they only do business in Atlanta. Matter of fact, they don't even do, one company only does business like in Cobb County. They don't even do business outside of Cobb County. So
Wow.
the answer to the first question. The second question was about how do you get in contact with us, but
Do we do it here?
do we do it here? The answer to your question is yes. We do. I can do mortgages in all 50 states, but my concentration is Detroit.
Okay.
And the way that you get into the program, the cost of my program, I have several programs, but basically there's a upfront cost of $150 to get into the program, and then it's $90 a month. And I tell people, expect to do a 6-month commitment to really see change in your credit, because the first thing we have to do is correct your personal information.
Right.
We have to look at your credit, analyze it, and we go through this with you. We give you a full report on all the errors we find on your credit report and what we're going to go to seek to correct it. Secondly, the thing we do is we give you, after we go through the report and show you all the errors, we give you a game plan, whether you want to work with us after that first month or you want to try to do it on your own. We give you a game plan on how to correct it, what to follow, and what to do. Now, if you don't want to become a credit expert and you want us to do it, then $90 a month, we do that. We mail out all the, we do all the contacting of the creditors and the credit bureaus to correct your information and to make sure that your credit score is reflective of is accurately reflected versus inaccurately reflected. The last thing is like I said, I tell people all the time, if you have a situation that's extremely challenging, expect it to be a challenge to get it corrected, because the more stuff that we have to fix and correct, the more effort is going to take. And right, there's not a one-off fix-all to this. It didn't take you one night to mess it up. It's not going to take you 1 month to fix it. And so we have to be patient with this.
So on average, how long should a client be looking for to see a change in their credit score?
So for every negative item you have on there, it should take expected a month to correct it. So if you come to me and you have 16 negative items on there, it's gonna take more than 6 months to get that corrected. And I'm and no pun intended, I'm being frank with you. That's my name. No pun intended, I'm being frank with you.
That was pretty doggone good.
It's gonna take time. But here's the thing, and this is what my sister and I are trying to get across. If you start now, when you're ready, you'll be ready. If you start now. The problem is we wait until we need a house and want to get started, and now we end up having to take a subprime loan, and then all of a sudden now a year from now you want me to come back and try to refinance it. If you look at the last 3 years, rates just kept going up and up. There was no refinance until a lower payment. So now I have a lot of clients who we did mortgages for 4 years ago, 3 years ago, who are now excited because rates are finally coming down, and it's worth it to refinance. Because they weren't in a position to get a better rate, they got a subprime rate, and now they can do better. They can do better. But if we get ready now and stay ready, as my football coach used to say, you don't have to worry about getting ready because you're already ready.
I tell my son that he's a boxer, and I tell him that all the time. I'm like, Tiz, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You're already ready.
Right, absolutely.
He waits till a fight
that's one of those slogans in our community. That's just a slogan in our community.
Well, it's not just a slogan. It's actually true.
Hi, I'm well, thank you. When you have people who are paying rent, we're talking about our community now, who were paying rent upwards of $1,600 because nothing's cheap anymore. $1,600, $2,000 for rent. We're doing that monthly into years out. Why is that not reflected on your process of saying that we are capable of carrying a mortgage that probably will be half of that once you get someone qualified? Why isn't that used as a process?
Because
let me
I can answer that question.
No, you can't. No, I just need that's your last question. We only got like 3 minutes left for the show.
I apologize.
Okay.
So the problem is that we don't have information. In this book that my sister and I read, it says our people perish for lack of knowledge. Because they reject knowledge, they have also rejected me. Did you know that you can self-report your rent, your utility bills to the credit bureau so you get a positive reporting history?
Well, I know that, but some people are unaware.
I didn't know that.
Again,
Explain.
We are financially illiterate in our community.
I agree with you.
Let him finish because we only got 2 minutes left, Lady T. Please.
So yes,
because I want to know how you can do it.
We have a tool through our 75 for all through our credit repair that you're able to report your rent, your utility bills to the credit bureau, so it positively reflects on your credit report that you're able to carry that payment. And Lady T, you are absolutely correct. If you're able to show a mortgage company that you can float a $1,600 payment and never be late, that gives you points towards your approval.
Amen.
But it's not retroactive, so that becomes an issue because people have been doing it for years and years. It's not retroactive. It only becomes active when you sign up into a program where you begin to report your rent. They don't take it back 20 years. If that was the case,
Lady T, what if I told you there's a way that you can go back 36 months and do it?
Well,
that's not. That helps, but that's not enough.
So it's called.
When
it's
people
called.
have been
It's
paying
called.
rent
You
for
have
20, 30 years.
Well, 36 months does help because the banks only look back that much when it comes to your payment history.
So we didn't know that.
But it's called. You have to, once you get it on there, you have to establish that the account was set up 3 years ago, and you have to be able to not only do that, but also you have to be willing to file a complaint that is not reflective accurately. And then once you send in the payment history showing that it is reflected inaccurately, guess what they have to do legally?
You got to fix it.
They got to fix it.
All right, Lady T, we got to wrap it up.
Lady T, real quick,
Yes,
I just want you to send everybody over to the Foreclosure Help Center. We're going to be launching on the 22nd. We'll have Frank to educate all our brothers and sisters on the credit because that's what we need. They still need to learn that. They can't learn everything in an hour, but come to the foreclosure, our launch, Sunday, 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We would love to have all.
Tell them where to find that at again.
You can find that on Facebook. Go under Chambliss Marie Geraldine.
Spell it for them, please.
CHAMBLISS. Marie MARIE. First name Geraldine JERILYNN.
Can you get that phone number out?
248-247-4701. Sign up today. Sign up. Get some pertinent information. Like I said, this will be a launch that you'll never forget.
All right, go ahead, go
I said if you want more information on the credit repair, just go to Google, type in Jackson Credit Service. You look for as a young black man on the web page. Once you find that, fill out the contact me form, the phone number, and my office address is on there as well. And again, we're working together as a team. We'll be there with you on Sunday to help you out, no matter what your situation is. We're going to do our best to find a solution. Nobody's going to work harder for you than we will. We're both passionate about this and passionate about helping our people.
And I just want to say this. Thank you so much for Lady T, everybody here. But I want us to know, we got to start trusting our people. And I just want to leave y'all with this. From 1900 to 1934, there was 130 banks in America. By 1934, all the banks has been gone. From 1900 to 1928, there was 88 banks created then. All our banks were gone. You know why they was gone? Because they allowed, and I have to say this with respect, they allowed white people to come in and take over the banks, and they squandered their money. So all the money the people invested was gone. Now, we got to get away from this concept, we can't trust our people. Stop it.
Yeah,
we got to, because we understand the struggles we go through. And I mean no slight against anyone else. But come on, if you was Jewish and Ukrainian, you would support your people. Apply that same concept. Well, I got to wrap it up, but I just want to say, please get away from that mentality.
Yes.
All they trying to do is help, despite what your nationality is. Come see what they talking about. She sought me out, and I appreciate that. All right, y'all, we got to wrap up Politics and Politricks. Do y'all have any last words y'all want to say before we wrap it up on this show? Politics and Politricks, you decide.
We just want to let everybody know that we here for them. We here to bring help. And we want to see everybody out September the 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
JacksonCreditServices.com. Google it, Jackson Credit Services. We're here to help you. We have several options for you to help you. Come check us out on Sunday the 22nd at 6 p.m. on Facebook Live. We'll be there. Get you guys the information that you need to get you guys on the right foot.
That's right.
And we want 75% of our people to be homeowners.
Amen.
75% for all. God bless.
All right,
That's
y'all,
right.
Nick. And catch our show, Politics and Politricks, You Decide, on the radio with Tula Cabone and Justin Barnett at www.fm881.com at 5 o'clock today every Thursday. And that's www.fm881.com. www.fmwhpr.com. That's it. www.fm881whpr.com. If you hit that, put that in the search bar on your phone, and you can watch us live. Catch us every Thursday at 5 o'clock. We thank y'all for this show. We can't thank Mr. Tyler and Mr. Watkins enough for giving us this platform. And I want to say, give a guest a round of applause. Come on. Give
come
us
on,
a round
y'all.
of applause.
Let's go.
Let's give Mr. Tyler a round of applause. And I want to say, y'all know how we end the show. Power to the people, power to the people, power to the people.